Hey, welcome back to another episode with my friend, and today we have Hannah's travel outfit from Frozen 2. So I decided to bring for this video another Anna cosplay. It's just my second cosplay from Anna, and again there had to be hand embroidery because I'm a masochist. But it isn't that much, just here and here. Not that much. So I actually wasn't planning to do this cosplay, but then I saw the movie. I mean, why the heck not? When Frozen 2 came out, so many other cosplayers already had this cosplay and Elsa's finished, but they didn't have the details that you can always see after watching the movie. And it's a really warm winter cosplay, but the problem is that cons are always, besides Comic-Con, but that are always indoors, and I end up dying with heat. So nope. And this was my reaction when I saw the cosplay. Was like, no, hell no. But then I saw the movie and I was like, it looks so cute and comfy. I mean, I could wear it without a corset. I could have it in chilly days for outside shoots, and yeah. I said to myself, no, I'm not going to do it. A friend of mine was actually making Elsa's travel outfit, and she was like, oh, I have no Hana. I was like, and you're not going to have one. But then one day we decided to go to a huge market that we have near where I live once per month, and it's on the final Sunday or it's the last weekend of the month, and it has everything, even fabrics, at so cheap. The price is so cheap that you wouldn't believe it if I told you. You wouldn't believe if I told you that this bit of fabric cost almost as much as this. But yeah, when I went there, I was like, oh, I'm just going to browse and see if I find anything for any of my cosplays, and I took my entire list on my cell phone and was like, yeah, I'm just doing like Alice in Wonderland, another Sakura from Tsubasa Chronicles, who knows, maybe the Phantom of the Opera, a pretty dress that I like. And then I found this yellow fabric and this purplish fabric and this yellow fabric and this black velvet, and I was like, no, I did it. Like on TikTok. So I bought the fabrics, and this was like the end of January, and Carnival was in like 3 weeks, and yeah. So let's see how I actually made this. I actually have a few videos, so if you find my Instagram, you have a highlight somewhere that says Anna Whip, which is Anna's work in progress, and I have so many little clips and photos of this work in progress. I usually just take photos and put it on my Facebook page, but here it is. So let's see. First things first, pants. It was the first time I made pants. I only make bloomers, big or small. I've made like 3 versions of bloomers already in my life, but pants, so, and elastic, because you won't be seeing this here. And these are full length, they go all the way down to my ankles, even though I wear boots that go almost to my knee. I decided I wouldn't make them shorter, I would make them longer so they would be comfy and I wouldn't have the risk of them riding up and like show from under my boot. So yeah, to do this I actually made, I think I have still the videos online on my Instagram. I've made I used a pair of leggings that I really like from when I used to go to the gym, and I just traced them all around, and with a few trials and errors I reached this end result. And something that's really amazing about this fabric, it has a bit of shine, it has a bit of glitter in the fabric, and it stretches, so it's really comfortable to wear. And one of my main goals with this cosplay was to build something that would be super comfy, because I always end up making huge gowns or something with like boobs showing, and I can't really like move around and be with kids. And since I work with the Cosplay Association a few times, not right now because of COVID, but we end up working a lot with kids, and having a huge ball gown isn't practical to work with kids. And since Anna has been one of the favorite characters, I wanted to make a more comfy cosplay to wear when I have those workshops with children or events, and especially events in winter, because I mean, if you saw my previous video, you can see that's not a winter cosplay from Anna, and so yeah, this would be perfect. So first layer, pants, and I'm not going to be able to put them here, so oops. Let's put them like here, because why not? And let's bring Maria, let's call her Maria. Maria to the front. Now, the shirt. I didn't use any patterns for this cosplay, so this was one, and I still haven't, I mean, I got Maria a few days later, but I didn't have that adjustable Maria that would work to my size, so I draped always everything on me. I used a shirt that I had and made the pattern, but my problem was this part here. I never done a high neck before, and it's open here and it has a little button. I mean, oh my god. The button has a funny story actually. But before I get there, so I made the shirt with the same fabric as the pants, so it's stretchy. And I know some people called me crazy when I decided to make a long sleeve. Why would she make a long sleeve? It's going to be a long sleeve jacket and it's going to be warm enough. Why making a long sleeve? Because I am crazy. And because I wanted to be accurate, and because the lining of the coat with my sweat would be like clinging onto my skin. I didn't want that, so long sleeve. And it's not that warm fabric because it stretches a lot. It has a close knit, but it's not like I wouldn't die from it. So yeah, this was really fun. Now, I know this shirt is missing a few details. I'm going to zoom you guys in. I know this shirt is missing a few details, as I was saying, like the pattern that she has on her neck and here in the front and on the button. But the button was actually given to me in a box because someone said, oh, I have too many buttons at home that I don't use, so here's a box of buttons. And when I was browsing through, I found this one and I was like, it's amazing, it has perfect colors for this cosplay. So here it is, but I still have to paint like the Arendelle's flower here, which is actually kind of similar to the pattern on the outside, but no one still complained until now, so shh. Also, for the finishing touches, I ended up here in this hem and on the sleeves the same way I did in the end of here, which is a zigzag stitch just to be able to stretch and to be different. Why have a long running stitch when you can do a zigzag stitch to look pretty? And yes, this is a detail that no one sees because everything's covered. I'm crazy, I know. Then the worst part. This was the nightmare. Well, first things first, my first time working with velvet. I never worked with velvet before. Oh, by the way, this was €1 per meter, this yellow fabric. This lining fabric was €1 per meter. This yellow fabric was €1 per meter. The velvet was €2.50 per meter. Yeah, cheap. Really, really cheap. So, again, what I did was I divided this in two, so I made a top part by draping everything on my body and making it a bit loose, because one, I would have to wear underwear and another layer, and I wanted to be comfy because it's not a tight cosplay. And second, it would have lining, so it would be another layer. I mean, I have 3 layers on me, so I want to be as comfy as possible. For this part here, I've decided to make a circle skirt, drape it on me, and then just cut a piece of it so it would kinda open here. But yeah, you can still see this is a circle skirt. Then I joined both pieces together, made my own bias tape by using this yellow fabric, and joined with the lining fabric that I got. Now, something a bit different is that I didn't use the correct side, because this is really shiny fabric, so I used the other side so it would look a bit more polished. For the details, Anna has cups here that went poof, and I decided to use brown fabric with this brown ribbon here. And here, when we see the movie, she actually has like little balls, fluffy balls, but I didn't really like that, so I bought a bunch of buttons and sewed them each one. Also on the back you can see that it's a button-up coat, so we have the buttons, and I actually got these pretty velvet detailed buttons with gold, which was finding, and thanks to my father-in-law who gave them to me, because it was like, oh, I have 3 boxes of buttons, here you go. So yeah. So since I had embroidered the first one, I decided to do the same for this one. Wait. How can you not go through the boobs? A good part of this cosplay, you just have to pull it down. So making the hand embroidery wasn't that hard. I just had to trace, draw it on paper, put with chalk on the dress, and then, well, and embroidery everything again with a full stitch. Yeah, it wastes a lot of thread, but the finishing is way better. I thought about adding some shine to it, but then I decided, nah, it's a travel cosplay, it's a travel outfit, and it already has pretty buttons everywhere, so let's keep it simple. Then I found this faux leather on a store, which is kind of stretchy and weird, but perfect for this, because she has a belt here. And I was like, I have no idea of how to do the belt, but this doesn't fray, so perfect. I just cut 2 pieces of it, sew it here with a zigzag stitch and a straight stitch, so I will be sure, and I can use it like perfectly. And the inside is black, so looks really pretty. So I just give it a knot, and then I just like, this looks way better on the body, because, well, again, Maria is not my size. And just another knot here, and when I have it on, you won't see where both parts are joined. And this actually is not that long, it's a bit shorter. At the time, I also needed a purse to bring my belongings, obviously, so I improvised a travel bag with yellow lining, just because, why the heck not? And here's Hannah. Now, fun fact, she needed boots, and I got those. And this was not fun at all. The boots are really high, but kind of comfy. And what I did, I just made the pattern she has on the front of the boot, and then colored it with glitter acrylic paint, and it looks shiny. I mean, it's not 100% perfect, because it's not easy to do a straight line in this material, but when everything's on, everything makes sense. So, and le boot. So this cosplay was an adventure in 2 parts, because on the first time I didn't have these buttons here or on the back, and the boots weren't covered because I only had 3 weeks to make everything, and I was working a full-time job in a communication agency at that time, so I didn't have much time. I only had the night and 2 full weekends to make this before Carnival, so I didn't have a lot of time. I just decided to make the... Oh, and at the time there wasn't COVID in a large number in Portugal, because it was the end of January, beginning of February, and so I ended up like doing embroidery on my lunch hours at the office. I would bring the cosplay to me for embroidering it, so it was everything done in like 2 weeks. I'm so proud of myself. And then I've finished the